Yo, what is up, guys? Damnation-n-Hellfire here. And before we do introductions, I just want to say the Blue Steel Riot is a skin, not a flagship. It is not a hull. It is just a skin. There, did that cover that?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
If you buy it thinking it is a hull, we are all going to laugh at you. So, all right. So, moving along. We got with us tonight, we got Admiral Hawk.
Howdy.
You can also call him Jolly.
Nope.
We got Chuck.
Hi, everyone.
We got Stormcatcher.
Hello.
And we got Watchman.
Hi, everyone.
So how's everybody's Kraken Snatch event going? Yeah, I'm not even going to try to say that name of that thing correctly because I know I'm going to screw it up. So I'm just calling it Kraken Snatch.
It
Krampus not.
Krampus.
It looks like it says Krampus Snatch. So, yeah.
It's Krampus not.
Yeah, Krampus nut. Yeah. So,
Well, whatever the hell it is, I'm having a good time. It's really easy. In my opinion, it's easy to get points.
Yes, very.
It's a little bit mind numbing, yes, but I'll deal with mind numbing if easy goes with it.
I mean, it's a good in between FM targets and VXP targets. It's just a good thing just to waste time.
That's the only problem I have at the moment is just like there's so much repairs going on with FM targets and VXP weekends, and then like I'm the kind of guy I don't instant repair on the map ever, even if I can. I just don't think about it, and I just keep going until my flagship is like half dead or 3/4 dead, and then I'm like, oh crap, that's right, I gotta try to schedule this hour and a half repair in here somewhere amongst all this other stuff I'm repairing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely frustrating when you have two events, raid, whatever you want to call them, going at the same time to use multiple different fleets.
Yeah. But of course, the other end of the spectrum is when you have events going on, two different events that use the same fleet. That's no fun.
Right.
So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
You mean like in 2 weeks when we got pillage?
Yeah. Yeah. So where's everybody at points-wise? I think I'm currently at 155,000 or something.
I'm at like 102, but I haven't really been playing.
I got about 65,000.
yeah, I've got exactly 150. That gets me 2 lots of the sync drives just to top up on, and I can get the skin. I haven't claimed anything yet. I could have given it a miss, to be honest with you. There was nothing in it I had to claim. But just because I was playing around and I saw that you could do it for a free map repair if you could drive it well, So I thought, yeah, why not? Let's go for it,
The driving part's not even really that hard.
No. Well, so long as it lets you into the game, that's always better, It helps.
See, I'm pretty lazy when it comes to the target. I just drive enough to kill the flagship, and then I just like go up and park in front of the conga line and just sit in one spot and just let them sail into me, and I kill them as they sail into me.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a shorter range on my ships, my hulls, so it takes it's only a slight thing. So I hit the flag. I can do it without it firing back 99% of the time.
Guess I'm dead last.
And then I sit in, as you say, sit in front of the conga line, and yeah, it's all good.
I only have 55,000. I'm just taking it slow, easy. Don't really need anything.
Right.
The only prize I see here that I really want is the 5 explosive sync drives. The rest of it, fluff.
Oh yeah, funny story for that actually. Go do your prize redemption at like 3:00 in the morning because next thing you know, you're accidentally buying 5 explosive batteries instead of 5 explosive drives. You know what I'm saying?
One beer too many?
I don't know anybody that happened to. I just heard rumors.
No, it's probably 11 children upstairs, 11 kids upstairs got you distracted.
Yeah, it could have been. Although they weren't here at that point in time, so but I'll still blame it on them.
So you're admitting that it was you?
No, not at all.
Allegedly.
Those 11 kids upstairs were so loud that they distracted somebody else who was like on the opposite side of the country. I mean, I don't know. There's not a whole lot really to say about this event. Did anybody else notice that when the store first came out, they totally missed putting the Praetorian flag kits and the regular Praetorian kits in the store, like we're on the list?
Yep.
Yeah, I had to say something to them twice before they put them back in. Or put them in, period.
I didn't even see those yet, so yeah.
I mean, I saw him on the briefing, but I didn't see him when the store opened.
Yeah, because I looked, and then I looked again, and then I looked the third time, because, you know, the prize list is kind of a mess to try to find specific stuff. So I went through it, and then I went on the Discord, and I was like, hey, Templar, do you see the kits in there? And Templar's like, no. I'm like, okay, I'm not blind. They're not there. Because I know myself, I needed some of the kits for the flagship, and I still needed some of those.
I mean, yeah, the prize redemption list again is still a mess, but it's not as bad as a mess as last week's mess. So it's a new improvement. It's a new improved mess.
Yeah.
Basically.
I think just what makes it a mess is just that there's so much stuff in there.
Yeah.
And maybe if they could kind of try to separate kits and tokens, put like kits in one tab and tokens in another tab.
Yeah, that would definitely work.
It seems like that the this prize list isn't really big of a mess. Pillage isn't really that big of a mess. They've got it all separate and everything. But when it comes to the raid prize list,
I agree.
It's a disaster.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's been that way for a while now, and everybody keeps complaining to them, and they just don't want to do anything about it.
That's because everybody's working on HTML5, man.
Yeah.
They ain't got time for nothing else. HTML5.
Yeah, they're all riding that horse at the moment. So
I'm wondering what the excuse will be after HTML5 is done.
That's when they'll tell us the truth, and they're like, "Oh, we just don't want to do it."
All right. They'll be like, after 8 years, you're finally right. The game is dying. We're not working on anything old.
Or they hired someone incompetent doing it.
Well, I mean, it's not like they haven't done that before. Just look at what they did with the UAVs.
I thought when the HTML, when all that's supposed to be done, they're supposed to go back in and then start working out all the bugs. The only thing I can say, we'll see.
Yeah, and just remember, Titanium is coming soon to the SSRB. R&D 31 is coming soon, and those have both been there for a few years.
I'm still waiting for the center of the SSRB.
Wasn't that like 5 teams ago?
Yeah, I was going to say they have actually redone the entire SSRB since we were supposed to get the center. So, but anyway, we digress. I guess we can talk about the other thing that's going on, which is VXP weekend. How's everybody doing for VXP weekend?
I got my riots ranked.
I'm still working on mine. I'm slow repairing mine. That fleet, once it's fully dead, takes a long time to repair without half repair time.
Oh, yeah, 9 hours.
It looked like we were seeing mostly concussive damage. And the 2 Hulks and the Cuttlefish called them pancakes. They were running the mortars and either a semi-smart torpedo or it tracked a little bit. It didn't look like it tracked completely. But the torpedo also caused a small slow field or ice field when it exploded.
Yeah, I have to say the cryo fields from the smart torpedoes this time seemed really, really small. Was that just me?
But things that are small in the VXP target usually turn out to be something huge in a regular target.
Sometimes yes, sometimes not. So let me ask you guys this: after having seen the VXP target, has it changed anything on what you're looking at for your builds? I know for me it has.
I know it's not really changing anything as far as my armors. I'm probably still going to go with concussive armors, the limited ones from the FM. I know we had talked earlier about the Hyper 30. Is it really worth it? But I'm going to keep some explosive in there because I know we have seen a little bit come from players that have full fleets. But as far as the armors, I'm keeping it the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, I know the things that we've all pretty much come to agreement on is, obviously torpedoes. Obviously you want those on your boat. Obviously you want an engine, probably either the concussive sync drive or the explosive sync drive, depending on which way you want to go. I think most of us have agreed on using the crit special, either whether it's the new one that gives you 30% and 150% damage, or the old sealed fire charge, which is less build time but only gives you a 20% extra crit chance. And I think, is it 120% extra crit damage or 130% extra crit damage? I can't remember. But either way, it's less than the new one. Of course, advanced concussive payload 3. We've all agreed on that. I had been, Hyper 30 was one of the ones I had been looking at, but after doing the target now, I almost want to say I think that might make my boat go too fast to make for good, effective kiting.
Right.
Because, I'm outrunning them now without the Hyper 30 on it, with just the sync drives. So I'm wondering if Hyper 30 might not cause me a little bit more problems than what it's worth.
Right.
What are the rest of your guys' thoughts on that?
Honestly, right now, I wouldn't know because I've had a very busy week. So I am way behind on the VXP and building. So I'll be lucky if I have 2 hulls by the time raid gets here. So I'll just be watching the pages and see what people say and come up with something after all that.
Anybody else have thoughts?
I'm going to stick with the Hyper 30 and also use the concussive battery one because they both give me splash damage reduction. Every little helps. That's my main reason for using that. And the evade bonus as well, the extra 30% that's.
I found, and we were actually talking about this at length earlier on Discord earlier. And have you found evade to be all that helpful?
I had when I went in and ranked the ships. To be honest with you, they were blank holes with a single jagged button. So I had no specials to judge anything by. I was just seeing what was getting thrown at me. So as I didn't have any specials to test how they were working, it was hard to make a real good judgment call on it.
For the VXP, I ran 1 ship and 2 blanks or 3 blanks. The 1 ship I had deep sea countermeasures on and a core mat. I didn't see either one of those firing. Didn't know if they were working or not.
Yeah, we were getting the counters here in a little bit. I just wanted to get everybody's thoughts on Hyper 30 first.
Okay.
Jumping ahead in the program, Chuck.
Well,
Overachiever.
Good. Don't know whether the splash reduction will actually work because there was a lot of splash damage.
What were you finding that you were getting splash damage from that you couldn't avoid by good driving?
Concussive cannons on the ships.
Now, see, that's interesting because that would be the Reaver. You're talking the Reaver ships that you very first encountered when you entered the target.
Yes.
Now, see, I was getting extremely minimal damage from those myself.
I also ran in there with no armor on, so
I have 0 armor on mine either.
and just for the sake of testing, I threw on a speed 6 because I had no engines on the other 3 ships, and if I used a sync drive, I'd have no speed whatsoever.
I know from everything I've experienced, and we can talk about the countermeasures now if you want. Everything I experienced in watching other people's videos, it seems, to me anyway, the countermeasures were not all that effective. It seemed like, out of, like, say you get 10 torpedoes shot at you, you only might get hit 1 or 2 of them, take them out. You guys can go on about that if you had a different experience than me, and chat, feel free to chime in too.
I had deep sea countermeasure on mine, and it did not look like it fired at a single mortar from the Hulks. I did take it into a salvage, and it shot the mortars down in a salvage. So I know that the countermeasure does work. It's just that it didn't work inside that target.
What about you, Watchman? What's been your experience with countermeasures? Did you have any experience at all with them, or?
I didn't have any. Sadly, I didn't have anything on mine. I was just running with blanks. So I'm not going to criticize or comment on something that I haven't tested myself.
Okay. Well, let me do it this way. Did anybody other than me have any amount of countermeasures on their hulls?
No.
No.
Okay.
Mine,
really the only
mine was basically a blank hull with just one of the new torpedoes on it.
Mm-hmm. Ditto.
Yeah, I personally, I noticed very little effectiveness of the countermeasures.
So I'm looking over at
Doggy in chat is saying he thinks Ability System 4 looks good.
But I mean, basically, you're replacing the Hyper 30 with that, and the only thing you're really losing is the combat speed. So I mean, I can kind of see his.
Well, you would be losing splash damage reduction as well.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, Carl says he's watching somebody in a VXP target at the moment. The anti-torp did take something out, but I mean, like if he has. And I guess the question would be, is he running like 2 per ship on a fleet of 4 and then took out 1 torpedo? Because that's not very good odds if that's what's happening. But there again, I don't know because I'm not sure what he's watching and what they have on their stuff and whatnot. But I think what I'm going to end up doing, and this could be a little bit risky and it could come back and bite me in the ass, but I'm actually thinking on 2 of my ships, I might actually drop Hyper 30 and the countermeasures and drop the countermeasure special and actually put on 2 concussive upgrades. I mean, it's a little bit risky because, you're kind of taking out some what I think are good defensive things at that moment as well. But it upped the DPS on my ship by like 1.3 million. So, hey Ozzy.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks.
So we were just talking about our builds, and after seeing the VXP targets, if we were going to do any changes to them. What's been your experience?
Well, I've only got 4 weapons and an engine on them at the moment, so I can't really give a comment. Really, at the moment.
The only problem I see with that damnation, we don't know what the flag's going to look like.
Exactly.
Yeah, because sometimes they'll have extra countermeasure slots as well, won't they?
Yeah. I'm kind of sort of banking that they might, but at the same point in time, I figure if I do 2 is what I'm calling the DPS build, and then have 2 of a more like traditional build with maybe Hyper 30 and 2 countermeasures and a countermeasure special, and then see what the flag brings. So I might tweak around with that a little bit and see what happens, because I have to say, when I looked at the damage and I saw 4 million, I was like, ooh, that looks cool.
Well, I'm building a Cormorant anti and a Galfar on each one. If I have to refit or take anything off, I think it's best to go that way because the Jagibite torps only take about 3 hours each to refit. So that's a really short refit, you know. So I'm going to go with the countermeasures for now. And then if I have to refit, just even throwing the extra weapons on, I can do it for a pretty quick build, you know, refit.
I think me personally, regardless of what I decide on countermeasures, even if I put anti-torp countermeasures on, I don't think I'm going to bother with Gales because it seems like the same old, you know, rockets that we can outrun with good driving and get out of the way and never get hit by them.
Well, yeah, as long as we don't get hit by any slow fields, slow down the ice fields or anything, I suppose.
I know I myself found the red tip torpedoes that Carl's talking about. I'm like 99.9% that's a dumbfire torpedo and it just goes in a straight line. So with good driving, you can avoid that altogether.
Hey, y'all, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. If you had to step me out with somebody else to come on up, go ahead and do it.
Okay, we'll do. Yeah, so and the smart torpedoes seem to be something that you can kind of, you know, with driving, avoid those too. So
yeah, I've only hit 2 of the VXP targets. I'm slow repairing them. I'm not going to coin repair them. So I'm only on, what is it, Veteran 1 at the moment. I've only hit him twice.
And I mean, a lot of build, and I always say this, but it's always true. A lot of how you're going to want to build your personal ships has a lot to do with how you drive. You know, if you like to tend to auto, you're going to want to build different than somebody who likes to actually drive.
That is true.
And I know Soggy's saying about how his concern is they funnel us through the minefields, leaving zero room for maneuvering and kiting. The cool thing about, I'm glad you brought those minefields up, because I actually want to bring that up. The best thing about those minefields is if you can actually maneuver so that the enemy boats sail through those minefields, it will jack them up, man. It will really jack them up.
Hey, what's the weather like?
That's one of the trick I've been doing in the VXP targets. The more rank I get, the farther I can get into the target. And then I'm like, tinkering around, seeing what's what. And I'm like, once you start dragging those enemy boats through those minefields, man, they take a pretty significant amount of damage, I've found, when they sail through them.
Which may actually be a...
That's not helping you with VXP, though, is it?
Well, not only that, if it's like it was in the raid with the 903s, will affect your points?
I don't think so.
It might. During the raid, it might, because it's usually what you kill.
Yeah.
Same as the ships going off the map, and other.
But I mean, for the most part,
or ships killing turrets, vice versa.
I mean, for the most part, I don't know about you guys, but for the most part, when I'm hitting the raid targets anyway, I'm looking more for the set bonus than I am individual points out of the individual targets.
Yeah, that's what I usually do too. Because no one could get the million point. Oh, how many points was it for the 903? I can't remember. A million.
Yeah, it was a million. Yeah, if you could kill the entire
most
thing.
people were only getting 300,000 to 400,000 plus the bonus on top. So they're only getting like 6 to 7, and that's with the bonus.
I know chat saying that the torp tower is stunned and hurt. I didn't run across that whenever I was killing torp towers. The only thing I saw the torp towers do was put out the subcavitator ring that surfaced the subs, the enemy subs that would come through there. I never got stunned by them. Maybe it's only if you get like close into them, maybe, because I usually killed mine from a distance, which would activate, the subs, and then once the subs started coming towards me, I'd start kiting them.
Yeah, I didn't notice any stun coming off of them because I was shooting them from long range and taking them down quite easily, actually.
Yeah, the only thing that I saw was that ring pop up around them. That was it.
Mm.
I didn't notice any damage on the ship or any stoppage or stun or anything like that.
I wonder if it's possible you might have got hit by one of the freezing torpedoes at the same time that you killed a torp tower. Maybe. And that's what kind of slowed you down. So I don't know. I personally wish we knew more about the flag, though, because if we knew more about the flag and how many counter slots it had and all that stuff, it would make figuring out the rest of my build a whole lot easier.
Yes, it would. But that's the wonderful mystery of this game. You never know what's going to come out.
I do know that if you use a build token, you can get 7 torpedoes onto one hull with a 1-day token.
Damn.
That's all if you're using all the limited ones, correct?
Yeah, I was just using a 1-day token and put 7 torpedoes on because it came out to 22.5 hours or 23.5 hours. Just on torpedoes.
Yeah, well, it's 3 hours each, so it's just over 3 hours each. So,
Yeah, 3 hours apiece. And
So I think it's kind of interesting, though, that even after seeing the VXP targets, we're still firmly locked in on the specials that we knew beforehand were going to be good. And the ones that we were a little bit wondering about, we're still kind of a little bit wondering about.
Well, I mean, we also got to. We're also thinking that what else is going to come out in Bounty and what else is going to come out in Pillage.
Well, Bounty, whatever comes out in Bounty shouldn't affect our builds at all because there shouldn't be any PvE stuff in Bounty.
There shouldn't.
Then if there's PvE stuff that's essential for the raid in Bounty, you will see this person going off majorly hardcore. Just saying.
Pillage will probably drop the flagship like they did last time. So we'd have that 1 week to cram in the build.
They moved Bounty, didn't they? They moved it to Boxing Day, as we call it. Yeah. So, yeah.
No, they moved it 1 day to the 27th, the day after Boxing Day.
Okay, they moved it back even further, I think, or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't matter to me when it started, to be honest with you. I don't care. You know, I suppose someone must have moaned about it. I mean, you know,
well, some people it was going to be on Christmas Day. That's the problem. That was the problem.
Yeah. So, like, what, people got family lives as well, then?
Yeah,
how do you have time for that and play the game?
People have real life.
What's that?
Yeah.
Don't know who.
But yeah, all jokes aside, it didn't really matter to me. But yeah, it's just like I'd see the original release, and then obviously I kept updating. It's like, oh, they've changed it again. You know, it's like, okay.
What are you guys doing for armors? I know I'm probably going to use the limiteds, and I'm probably going to go 3 concussive, 1 explosive, just based on the battle report, what I'm seeing as far as what's actually damaging me.
Yeah, probably the same.
2-2 to start, and then probably 3-1.
I'm assuming you have extra explosives in your inventory already.
Nope.
Well, then you're not going to be able to go 2-2.
Yeah, I had a load.
There's not enough claims to be able to do it because we only got 3 weeks of FM between when we got the hull and when the raid happens. So that means you can only claim 6 maximum, and you would need 10.
Hear that, Kicksite? You have to increase the limits on these limited armors.
I've already brought it up to them. I don't know if they plan on doing anything about it.
I'm going to probably say no.
That's kind of almost the impression I'm getting. The fact that they're making 8 of the concussive available right off the get-go for your redemptions seems to indicate to me that they're trying to say you need more of these than you need of the other ones.
Let me guess, next week it'll be limited too. So get them this week while you can. Good thing my
But when have Kicks
Praetorians
ever
already
said,
done.
"Oh, do this," and it's right?
Well,
But I'll be totally honest. By the time the first raid rolls around, I'm probably not going to have any armors on mine anyway. So that's kind of almost a moot point at this point.
obviously, when they test fitted them on their build.
Yeah,
But,
but it didn't work, so that's why they're giving it to us.
No, I'm probably going to go 2 and 2 at the moment because I've got, and then if I have to change anything, it's only going to be one piece of armor, edge my bets. If I've got a good fast flee, hopefully I can, and a good evade, I can outrun, counter as much as possible, drive pretty quickly. If there's space in there to be, use kiting or skillful driving. I like a good fast fleet. You can get around a target quicker, That's why I want to keep the Hyper 30 on. I like things to move fast. I don't like can feel like you're driving a snail, But yeah, probably 2 and 2 to start with, I think, on the armors.
I might have mine upgraded to U2. I don't know about full builds though.
I'm going to be on the mute for a while because, as you can probably hear in the background, there's a very unhappy child upstairs. So you guys just kind of carry on.
I mean, as far as my build goes, being ready for the raid, it all depends on them wonderful LTOs.
Yeah, they might throw us a bone.
I mean, they usually do the day right before the raid. I think they did it last one, and the one before that, they'll throw a bunch of build and upgrade tokens. You may not have enough to get them all to use 3 unless you buy 2 of the dang things, but
Yeah.
Well, they did give us 2 tokens today for the Kicksmas bonus.
Yep, they did.
Yeah.
That is correct.
That was a surprise.
They also had 2 LTOs also for 2 tokens and 2 of the new jagged edge torpedoes.
yeah, I saw that too.
And then another one for 2 build tokens and 2 of the other
Anti-torpedoes.
Yeah.
Which leads me to believe that that they're gearing towards us to use those just based on that. But who knows?
I haven't even looked at the LTOs.
A lot of it's all right.
Look at them.
Yeah, it's all right stuff except for one that's for howlers and one's for basilisks.
Okay.
There's been a lot of, well, I don't know about today, but I know yesterday had a lot for Pegasus and the War Pegasus because you can do the Christmas event with it.
All right, the screaming child is mostly gone. Here we go. And Soggy brought this up in chat. So let's jump to speculation on what the last gift for the Christmas will be.
Gold.
You say gold?
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm not saying they're gonna give us 1 gold. I'm thinking it's gonna be like 100 gold.
Chuck,
It'll have a 1. It'll definitely have a 1 in it.
Chuck, what do you think?
I was thinking it was going to be 100 gold.
Watchman?
Thinking.
I'll watch it. Sorry. Still listening, Nick.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, the gold sounds like a good idea, and probably closer to the most reasonable one. But I would obviously like the one flagship, Riot flagship. That would be nice. Save us have to go out and get it.
Aussie?
Yeah, probably gold.
Gold? Stormcatcher?
They have given us gold before for Christmas.
True. That's right, Stormcatcher went AFK. I'm hoping, and that might be a long shot, but I'm hoping that we will get a blank flag.
Yeah.
Because I have to say, and I've been really surprised on how this whole event thing has gone, because they have not been chintzy, in my opinion, on any of the gifts that they've given out.
They've been pretty good.
I think the only one that I thought a little bit on was the 3 silver salty dogs, but then again, coming out right at VXP weekend, that even though it was probably the less value of all of them, it was still a good thing because of what came out.
Yeah, it was appropriately timed, so it was, there was a lot of people that didn't have them, so it was a good thing.
We originally were discussing last night that they were going to drop, instead of the Riot build tokens today, it would be 2 GM or crews. It was a good guess, but
yeah,
either way, you'd use them.
Yeah, I don't think they dropped
tokens.
the 2 GM crews just because, that cuts down on how much they make.
Yeah, but once
GM crews are they're a trap, man, because they're really only good if you're coining.
Yeah.
the trap is, you need 60 coin in order to re-up that when it expires. And someone that has it is not going to let it go and waste it.
I just burn them. You know what I mean?
Well, you have a pile of them.
Okay, I'm a collector.
For the average player doesn't have any.
If I have one, I'm not going to spend 60 gold to re-up it.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't either.
I think
You never know.
I got lucky and I rolled a
I gotta go.
monkey a couple of days ago.
Go.
All right, man.
See ya.
See ya. You were saying?
I rolled a grease monkey a couple of days ago, and I'm just letting it sit there. I'm not sure if when I'm going to use it or when I'm not going to use it.
Save it for the raid.
Dude, Carl over in the comments has a good thing. Maybe one day build structure build token.
One flying unicorn. A kicks ahead, huh?
That wouldn't be a shocker. That'd be a good one if they gave us I know it's only a 1, but a 1 day structure build token, with considering they just released all those new upgrades.
What about 1 level 12 OP for free?
Yeah, right.
On the last day of Kicksmas, CM Gilly gave to me 1 level 12 outpost for free.
And then the next day, nobody would see her ever again.
Yeah, but boy, we'd remember her for a whole year. That's for sure.
1,000 one-day build tokens. It's a big one.
What, for a Seawolf?
Since tomorrow is the last day, they got to give something good. Or is tomorrow the last day?
Yeah, tomorrow's the last. Yeah.
Well, it's Yuletide, isn't it? Today is actually Yuletide. There's 22nd, yeah? Which is the winter solstice. That's actual Yuletide.
Yep.
And then on Christmas Day, who knows? They might actually drop something else. Since 12 days before Christmas, there's more days between when this ends and actual Christmas. So,
boy, you're really smoking the hopium over there, aren't you?
Says the guy that says they're gonna give us the flagship blueprint for free.
No, I said it would be nice. I didn't say that I thought it was going to happen. I said it would be nice and it would be a long shot.
Yeah, that's it. I said, yeah, I'd like to get the flagship for free, but I expect it to be some, maybe like most people went with is 100 gold or something like that, or some sort of coinage back, even if it was just a small token to replace all the times that we've gone into stuff and and the game's crashed us.
Give us 1 gold for every time the game crashed this year. Oh wait, they couldn't afford that.
No, I'd have finished coining everything.
I'm waiting for the snow to start falling in my base.
I mean,
That'll just add lag.
I'll be honest. Over the course of the past year, I have not had many game crashes at all.
Me neither.
No, I mean, you must be plugged in directly to their server. The problem is it's like, I don't know. Obviously, I live in a different continent, and the time it hops, my ping is fantastic when I do a tracer route to them. As soon as it gets across like the Atlantic, I don't know. It's like it's going by a fucking bus, So it really slows down,
It's seawater getting into the transatlantic cable.
Yeah.
Derpy, I just put the link in the chat if you want to jump on the show.
No, most of the problem with lag that I've been having is mostly my ISP being stupid.
That's something I actually wanted to bring up. When hitting the VXP targets, and there again, you guys probably haven't, most of you probably haven't gotten as far into maybe as I have, but did anybody else notice that once you activate the big pancake ships, as Cuddle likes to call them, the ones that fire the mortars, that lag really becomes an issue?
I only got to them a couple of times. I must admit, by that stage, my fleet was so badly damaged that they weren't moving. I hadn't noticed if they were moving any faster or slower, to be honest with you. Damn.
I didn't really notice any lag with that. It's just the one time that I did get into a target and my internet crashed. And I go reset the modem and come back in here and get back in, and my fleet's still sitting there, and luckily it hadn't gotten killed yet. Found out one thing, that the VXP target had a retreat button on it. I don't think it's ever had a retreat button.
I didn't notice that because I didn't actually look to see if it did.
Yeah, it did, but I never got to it.
And Spooner, the gift for the two gifts that we got was 2 24-hour riot build tokens. Which, in my opinion, was the best one out of all the gifts that we got so far. So that gave me really high hopes for the one
Yeah, me too.
But as I said, I'm probably shooting for the moon.
It does look, in the last few weeks that they've been trying. The raid, if you had the right fleets, was good. We could help people. It was reasonable. There's been a lot of things that have been making the game a bit more pleasant, more fun,
which is really scary.
Yeah, what's coming? Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe they haven't had time to mess around with it too much because they've been playing with HTML5, working on that, and they've been putting out maybe some simpler targets that have been easier to do, or we can work with.
Well, maybe it's just because it's still front. Maybe they've seen everything going on, and they're like, if the game's going pretty good and all that, but maybe they're trying to turn it around where it's a lot better, just like with the last raid or anything. Maybe they're trying to make it where instead of, trying to keep people and maybe bringing people back instead of continue quitting because of everything else that was going on.
Oh yeah. I believe it's so player retention. I mean, people actually enjoyed themselves, and especially when you got the co-op targets where one player doesn't lose anything.
Before we get way off on a tangent, welcome Derpy to the screen. Better late than never, but you cows are not lightning quick, so I'll let it go this time.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I decided to jump in.
What input do you want to put out on VXP targets and what your experience of them has been?
Well, I can't kill them because I only have one ship partially complete and the rest are just blank. But so far VXP targets, they're interesting. It's a lot of old stuff that's coming back, so that'll be kind of fun for the next raid because we're assuming this is going to be a raid target or something similar to this. It seems like it's pretty complicated, honestly. There's those minefields, a bunch of other things. So it seems like it can be fun.
Build wise, have you decided anything on like what specials you're going to go with yet? Because that's something we've been debating around a lot.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up. I did make a video on that, but I have a couple ideas. I can't screen share because I'm on my phone, but so far I'm not certain of everything. Do you want me to run through my entire list or what?
Well, I mean, we all kind of had determined, that obviously you're going to want to use advanced payload 3. You're probably going to use the explosive or the concussive sync drive, depending which way you want to go. Yep. Concussive battery, I think, is a given.
Yes, concussive battery, yeah.
I think either the new crit special or the old sealed fire charge, whichever way you want to go. If you want the better one, then spend more build time, or if you want the lesser one for quicker.
I agree, and the advantage to sealed fire charge is that it has projectile speed, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the new one buffed with projectile speed. Not saying it's going to happen, and that's just my idea, but sealed fire charge or the new blister hot bat ray, yeah.
Yeah, and like the last two specials are what we've been debating.
Yeah.
I know lots of people were saying Hyper 30. My concern with Hyper 30 is I'm already outrunning the ships at a pretty good clip. And Hyper 30 is just going to make kiting even that much more of a pain in the ass because I'm going to have to like stop every mouse click pretty much, I'm going to have start, stop.
That's very true. But the Hyper 30, so what Hyper 30 gives, it gives you a little bit of evade, gives you some splash damage resistance and speed. If you don't need any more speed, then that makes it less of a difficult decision. And this is versus Agility System 4, Guided Scrambler 3. So,
well, to me, actually, it was versus Concussive Upgrade.
Really?
Yes.
You're not trying to maximize evade on this thing?
Not really, no.
I'm thinking it's going to be pretty important because we see it inherent in the hull a little bit. We see it on the armors. And the enemy stuff in this target, some of it is accuracy based, and some of it is splash based. So I don't know how important evade is actually going to be.
As well, the only thing that evade is going to really help you in would be the little gray torpedoes, right? The normal torpedoes.
I think so, and also the chain guns are splash.
Yeah, both the other torps are either direct fire or the ones that run out after a while, so you can either dodge them or outrun them. I'm just not sure. Like the evade thing is really up in the air at this point. I think
it is,
and I'm
what?
Countermeasures. What do you think about countermeasures? Are you seeing that they're effective at all, or do you don't really have any on your ship to be able to tell?
I only have a Hail A and a Cormorant on one hull. I tested that, and the Cormorant does fire. However, it is not very effective whatsoever at all. Maybe if you put hydroatomizer nozzle would help, but I don't think countermeasures are going to be super important. So maybe you have 7 or 8 torpedoes on a ship. It's something that we have to play with and have to decide.
Yeah, Mayor and I were talking about it on Discord today. And we were actually kind of looking at, well, if you're not going to use countermeasures, you can drop the countermeasure special, go like 10 torpedoes, and then you could put 2 concussive upgrades on, and then you're looking at like 4 million. You're looking at like 4 million damage at that point.
That seems definitely one way to go. I'd probably do 1 concussive upgrade and a Hyper 30 or evade special personally, just guessing, but it is definitely possible to go all torpedoes.
Yeah, but like I told Damnation, we don't know what the flagship's going to look like. That also
We don't.
that also has a say so in way people makes their do their builds, because we always build them one way, but as soon as that flag comes out, we're changing everything up.
Yeah, and we have to wait till pillage for that.
Yeah.
So we're leave those last 2 slots blank for now, and leave the last 2 special slots blank until you get everything else finished.
That's gonna be tough though, because we're already really pushing, like getting everything out on time already without putting things off for a little bit. You know what I mean?
As long as we're always refitting something, it's fine.
Yeah, but eventually you're going to get down to the point where it's like, okay, now I have to figure out what these last couple specials are, and I have to build my flagship on top of that.
Yeah, hopefully at that point we'll have more information. But
I know me personally, this coming week's FM tokens and the week FM tokens after that, I'm saving all those for the flag. Because you're definitely better to have 3 ships and a flag fully done than you are to have 4 regular ships fully done. If
I would agree.
If it gets down to that kind of crunch time.
Yep. And then we also have upgrades, which those are not even an option for me before the first raid.
Depending on, I guess, what they have, because I would assume, because we've had it, for the past couple of ships, we'll have a TLC for the Riot to get a little bit of build tokens and maybe some upgrade tokens in there. You might get enough kits and upgrade tokens maybe to get each one of your Riots to level 1, maybe.
Yeah.
My regular ships will be U1 by Monday night. I got 2 ships to go. Then I have to start the build process.
I'd rather have a fully built U0 fleet than a partially built U1 fleet.
I would definitely agree with that, because by missing out on a ship or 2, you're losing so much damage that it's going to take you forever to kill the enemy ships. And the longer it takes you to kill them, the more damage you are going to take.
It would be nice to have...
Answer for Carl in the chat. My guild leader just tried a Fang in a VXP target.
And what happened?
Let me read what he posted on Discord.
It depends on if there's profanity in it.
He refit his Fangs and did a VXP target. Only the motherships are a bugger, as they toss a lot of rockets and wireline torpedoes at everything. Everything else can be outrun or simply killed from a distance. So hopefully the distance to that torpedo tower is great. Otherwise, you get seen.
As right now, since you're trying to go kind of higher on your, like you're trying to go to the high end of the evade derpy, are you going to use the unlimited armor that adds evade?
That's something else I'm debating. I'm thinking yes, because it also seems like most of the explosive damage is avoidable in these targets. That's kind of a guess, but I think evade might be important. I'm not going to commit right now. I'm going to try and wait a little bit, but I think evade will be important just based off what's been released on all the stats.
I think the I could be wrong, but I want to say I think the Gatling guns or depth charges or whatever the one ships are firing, I think they're a combination concussive and explosive. Because I have been taking explosive damage in the target, and that was before I was even getting up to where the mortars start coming into play. So I want to say there's probably some cross weapons in there.
That's something we need to test or get information on. It'd be nice to have, how they post that raid strategy guide briefing the same day the raid starts. It'd be nice to have that now.
Yeah, I've said for quite some time now that it needs to come out. That strategy guide needs to come out at the same time the hull comes out, so we know how to build them.
Correct.
Another answer for Carl. He was running a very old build with just refitting the torpedoes onto the Fang. He had a combat speed of 70 and a turn speed of 67. Did not have any of the new engines on it. It was, I think, a Mag 2 or a Mag 3.
Yeah, and I would tend to agree with Soggy that gut
Yeah,
feeling
it'll probably
that
get
will get
fixed.
quote fixed.
But gentlemen, I need to go. Dinner is ready, and I am starving.
All right, see you later.
Okay, I'll talk to you guys later.
Later, Admiral Hawk.
Okay.
All right, so what else do we want to talk about? I guess I should go find BP next week and find out what's going on there.
We got a bounty starting after Christmas this time, so on Boxing Day.
And there are 4 TLCs.
You're joking.
Well, if you guys just give me a freaking minute, I'll get there and I'll actually read it. Jesus Christ.
I'm just getting it out there because the other show missed it.
Gotcha. Yep, so Bounty Briefing 27, that will be on. Well, that's funny because didn't it got pushed to Friday now, didn't it?
Yeah, so we didn't have to spend Christmas doing bounty, which is a good thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got 4 TLCs. I wonder what they'll be. Guess we won't find out till Monday or Tuesday.
Does it not say at all?
No, it just says 4 TLCs. It says this week we have 4 campaigns of Bounty 27. Notes go live by the end of the day on Monday.
And you're reading that off the update or the BP next week?
I'm reading that off BP next week.
So if they're putting bounty back, will it be as long as normal, or are they going to make it a shorter bounty?
It'll probably be as long as normal. But that's it.
I would think so. So I guess we've kind of come to the conclusion that we're not going to have a shipwrecks event this month.
I don't do those anyway, so.
Right, but I'm saying it's just because with only 3 weeks in between, so it seems like something had to go since we had this event this week. So I'm thinking it must be shipwrecks that you went away for the month. Not that that hurts my feelings at all.
What's to stop them from doing that and pillage at the same time?
Nothing's to stop them, but I don't think they will. If anything, I would think they would run that bounty at the same time.
Maybe shipwrecks are a part of Bounty 27.
Shipwrecks are part of every bounty, I do believe. Because after the Kicks employee bases stop spawning, then they start spawning shipwrecks. And yeah, Carl, I know what you're saying about the Fang refit tokens. I think I have 99 days worth of Fang Tooth tokens and 99 days worth of Phantom Fang Tooth tokens.
So if we can get a Fangtooth build working that breaks these targets, then just about everyone will be able to do it.
I don't know that I have
until
any.
they fix it.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know that I have any VXP tokens for Fangtooth, so I'd have to go check that.
I might have scrapped my Fangtooths.
I still have mine just for, if I need to go hit level 200 salvages or whatever. They're really good for that.
Yeah, I've got so many tokens. Again, it'd be nice if you could just throw a lot of them away. I've got so many of these old tokens that I'm never going to use. They're fleets that have been scrapped.
I would be expecting that to come after HTML5, but hopefully very soon after. If not, we can recommend that.
I would love to see like a trade-in system. I can trade in 50 days worth of old build tokens that I'll never use for 1 day worth of build tokens for current shit.
Yeah. Because there's always the issue where people start accidentally deleting the wrong stuff, but because that'll happen. But it'd be nice if you could delete stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah. That you never use.
I'm actually logging into the game right now to see if I have VXP tokens for Fangtooth or not.
Although I'm not expecting subs to work in these, and if we do get them working, they're likely to fix it.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. I would not recommend to anybody if you don't have fangs and you don't have tokens to build fangs. For God's sake, don't go buy them expecting to be able to use them in this event.
We know
Speaking of fangs,
that
has anyone tried a fang in a 127 yet to see if they can do something? Because every time they put it on an FM target, isn't it broken and we find a way to do something to it?
I haven't tried, but
Oh, how
next
about that?
raid,
I have 30,000 VXP Fangtooth tokens. I have
well, there you
30.
go.
I have 36,000 Fangtooth tokens. I don't think I have any for the flag though, which is weird.
All right, guys, I've got to run. I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay.
Later.
Being called out again.
Well, I have lots of coming and going tonight.
Yeah, it's that time of year, isn't it? I think people have been given jobs to do.
Yeah, and I totally agree with Aussie Dad Gaming in chat too. I would love to have a feature where I could pass my old build tokens I'll never use on to somebody else who might have a use for them.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of these old ones I've got here, like I must have been like there's 99 Citadel build tokens and stuff like that, you know.
You can still get those from the Forsaken Mission.
Yeah, but who's using them?
You can get icebreakers. All this stock of tokens, all these Fangtooth tokens. The next raid, you'll likely is going to be the top target's going to be the new old the Riot. Mid tier A's are going to be your Pegasus. Tier B's are going to be Silverfish, and tier C's are going to be. Is that going to be Fangtooths?
That would be. Well, hang on. It would go from Pegasus to Dragoons, right? And then after Dragoons, it would go to Silverfish.
Yeah. So this last raid we just had, the top targets were Pegasus, Assault. The second targets were Dragoons.
Right.
Were the 40s in this raid Siege? Yeah, they were. So next raid, the 40s will be Assault. So next raid is going to be the one just below the Apollo. I mean, just below the Pegasus. So Saturns and Nemesis X are going to be the 40s next raid. But the main thing is
I don't pay a whole lot of attention to low targets, so I'm never sure what they are.
Main thing is Pegasus will be your secondary target. So if you can't finish your Riot build, your Riot fleet, you'll still be able to do the raid.
Yeah, for the same damage as the targets were in the last raid, only you'll be getting a small fraction of the points. But hey, if they have the 903, it doesn't freaking matter. Wouldn't that be awesome if they had a target very similar to the 903 in the upcoming raid?
Yeah. I think again, if they put that sort of stuff in that was a co-op, you know, I think you know everybody enjoyed that. You know,
Yeah, I'll be 100% honest though. I don't see that happening again. I really don't.
Well, you know, I heard people saying that they were spending money on occasion on times where they normally don't spend money because they're enjoying themselves. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not for everybody, but if people are having a good time, they're likely to spend money. You know, if they see value in it. So, yeah, I don't know. I like to see that again because I thought it was good for the community. It just brought everybody together. You know, you was able to help people without losing anything on your part. You know what I mean? It was like a tax deductible charitable donation. It didn't cost you anything. You know what I mean?
If you send me some gold on Facebook, you can deduct it as a 503c charitable contribution.
All right, guys. Well, we've hit that hour mark. So if anybody has any last minute stuff they want to talk about out to our viewers, go ahead. Now's the time to do it. Otherwise, I'm pulling the plug. We'll just go down the line. Chuck, you got anything?
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Derpy?
Happy holidays. That's about it.
Watchman?
Yeah, happy holidays, everybody. Yep.
In closing, the Blue Steel Riot thing, it's a skin, not a flagship. So, man, that's all I got. I'm guessing. How many of you guys will be available next week? I don't know if we'll do anything next week or not.
I probably will be if I remember.
Saturday won't be.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's next week is iffy, so we'll keep you guys posted on if we're going to do something next Saturday or not. I know I'll be around, so I'll see how many other people I can scrounge up. So if we don't see you, have a good holiday. And I guess even if we do see you, have a good holiday because it'll be before that. So Merry Christmas. Wow, I can't believe it's Christmas time already. Crazy. All right, anyway, we're out. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for coming. Give us a like, subscribe, join the page if you haven't. Although if you haven't joined the page, I'm not sure how the hell you got here. So, all right, later.